superior position in relationships. There is this term called gaslighting, which then becomes abusive and manipulative, which then adversely affects a woman's well-being. How do we address this? They asked me to ask you.
Well, I guess I don't know how well I can answer that, but I can just speak very personally that, I grew up with a father that was very keen on me becoming a devotee, and he had a very dominating presence in my life. And it became so much so that, at a turning point when I turned around 20, I had to actually tell him that if you want to communicate with me, please don't quote Shastra in your letters. Please don't express yourself only through Shastra. I mean, literally, his communication would be sending me quotes of Shastra for everything, And I felt like, well, I cannot even get to know you. I don't even know who my own father is, because you're just hiding yourself behind, these Shastric things. So, in one sense, my father has been my best teacher, because he has really used all the parts in the Shastra that are, hard to deal with. For example, you should not even be alone with your own daughter in a room. This is a Shastric example that has impacted my life a lot, because I mean, how strange of a relationship, or how good of a relationship really can I have with my own father if he follows this to a T? Like, he cannot be alone in the same room with me, because Matra Shastra Duhitriva, there is a verse in the Bhagavatam that says you should not even be alone with your mom, your sister, or your daughter. So some of these Shastric points have really affected my life. And so what do we do when, the men in our lives, they take shelter of Shastra, and they use this to protect themselves, to hide, to, whatever they're doing. I've had to realize that my father and I have a beautiful, great relationship now. And that's partially because I had to really assert some boundaries. I had to really, like I said, when I was 20 years old, I let him know, this does not work for me. I feel like this is a very toxic relationship. You are only quoting Shastra to me. That doesn't nurture me. I don't know you. You don't know me. This doesn't work. So that was my first boundary when I turned 20. And so, I mean, that's the only thing that I can really offer forward right now, that compassion and being kind, like Raja Leela is saying, to be kind, to be compassionate. It's so beautiful to, okay, go ahead. My son. Okay, I have to actually run because my son needs to use the bathroom. So Ananga Mama, do you want to jump in and maybe just conclude? Look, wave your hand. Okay, thank you so much. My motherly duties take me away.
Sweet, your love. That's your love. Yes, so I guess in saying what she has expressed, that this hiding behind the philosophy for our own agenda, for our own ego, for our own self, selfish progress, not Krishna conscious progress. That is the disease that every single one of us, man, woman, when I say every single one, meaning man or woman, it doesn't matter. We may do that, hide behind the philosophy. We take a certain aspect of some Shastric thing or something that Prabhupada said, and we carry it to a degree, like far left or far right. I mean, we just go with it, not understanding the essence of the whole philosophy that is being given. I mean, we are followers of bhakti yoga. Bhakti means love. I mean, it just goes with that. I mean, everything should be under the umbrella of love driven, not fear driven, not ambition driven, not ego driven, false ego driven. And so everything we do whether it's protection for someone else or taking shelter, how we take shelter also, there should not be a selfish intention in that. How we take shelter of the scripture. We should have our intention. We have to see, that's why, as we were saying earlier, think for yourself and check yourself, check ourselves always. That is my intention being clear here? Why am I attracted to this aspect of the philosophy? Is it because it's something that can promote my ego, or is it something that's actually going to get me closer to Krishna or help others get closer to Krishna? I think that's the bottom line, is our intentions with everything. And so